Hey, this is Cam at the West Central Montana Avalanche Center. We're down in the Southern Bitterroot today. Right now we're on a northeast aspect at 7,500 feet. So we came down here today primarily to look for persistent weak layers and kind of see where the Southern Bitterroot stands in relation to the Central and Northern Bitterroot with the known persistent slab problem. What we found is conditions down here are fairly different than what is going on in the northern areas of our forecast zones. Down here, the primary problem is we've got a stout melt freeze crust about halfway through the snowpack, and there's a really thin layer about a centimeter thick of 1 millimeter facets above that. How that formed is this crust formed early in February when we had a significant warm up that warmed up even the north aspects at upper elevation, and that locked up and we got this new snow load on top of it. Right above that crust we developed a strong temperature gradient, and as a result we saw some facets form. In test, we are able to get full propagation in our extended columns. The slab comes off real clean, and we can see right here, right above that crust, these small facets. So what does that mean? Well, we've got poor snowpack structure, but we're not seeing people trigger avalanches on it. We haven't seen an avalanche in the Southern Bitterroot triggered on this layer, despite people stepping out onto some more steeper avalanche-prone slopes. Other layer of concern, we do still have some lingering rounding facets near the bottom. This pit we dug is about 15 feet away, the crown from a skier-triggered avalanche from earlier in February, about 15 feet that way. And in those areas, all that new snow, or all that old snow near the ground, was taken out as that avalanche slid to dirt. But in areas that haven't seen a large to the ground avalanche this season, there still is some lingering concern that you could pop out a meter and a half slab on that old snow near the ground. Other things we're seeing, there is a small layer of surface ore that formed overnight on the more solar aspects. It's cooked off already. Really, it's only present on the most sheltered north aspects that are not seeing direct sunlight. So management, if you dig down and you find this crust and a little bit of 1 centimeter of just small sugary snow above it, avoidance, not saying you can't step out into avalanche terrain, but it becomes a factor of how much risk are you willing to expose yourself to. If you want to avoid the problem, it's unlikely on slopes under 35 degrees, but if you do choose to push towards that 38-degree, prime avalanche slope angle, really just be smart about what you're exposing yourself to. Convexities, shallow areas around rocks, areas where you're more likely to impact this layer are more prone to avalanching. So with that, ski and ride safe.